Okay, we're going to do yet more Lego. I was hoping to do some non-Legos soon, and we will. But we're doing this today because I think I haven't done this one. Like, I'm pretty sure I haven't. I honestly can't remember anymore. I'm a bit worried that I have, but I think the thing that's giving me that I think I haven't done it is because I don't remember doing anything with the life jacket. So I got this one recently because I thought I haven't. It was like one of the new things that I haven't picked up yet. So that's that thing. But I've got a whole bunch of poly bags and I've got some more collectible minifigures. But I'll just do this one tonight. I'm pretty sure I haven't done this one. So yeah, it's been an exhausting week. Well, it was an exhausting particular day. So I'm a little bit not that happy. It's been an unproductive week, I think, all up. I mean, I got things done. I mean, let's not be too silly about it. Why are there two little booklets? Do we really need two booklets? Gosh, these 4+ sets are amazing. So anyway, let's just do bag number 1. We're gonna do both bags. Don't be silly. Of course, I'm gonna do both bags. This is not complicated enough to do only one at a time. But I have another friend's poly bag. I think I haven't done this one. Look, it's got a chameleon thing in it. So we have to do that at some point. So let's just open this up and get this done, and we'll see how we go. So my week was kind of a disaster in the middle part. Where's her body gone? Here it is. So make her up. I'm going to do two things at once. Talk about things. So I drove a long distance on my car, and I've been worried about getting it serviced, which sounds silly, because like I don't usually get my car serviced every 6 months, and it's been 6 months, but the little sticker says like a few more months, and when I looked it up on the line, they're like, my car is like, you have to get it done every 10,000 miles or something, and every year or something, and like I haven't done 10,000 kilometers since the last service. But I was going to definitely do it like next week. But I thought I'd go for this long drive that I normally do, and get out of the way. And then coming home from my long drive, everything was going fine. And then I stopped to get petrol, and then I tried to start the car again, and it didn't start. And I was like, oh no, because it was 8 o'clock at night, and I was in a small town, 200 kilometers from where I live. Not 200 kilometers, let's be honest here, it was 180 or so. So I wasn't very happy, and it wouldn't start no matter what I tried turning it over. So I phoned the AA, which is the Automobile Association, and said help, and they sent out a mechanic, and the mechanic said, can't get it to work here. You'll have to get it towed. And so I got it, so they arranged for someone to come tow it, and because I have the Plus membership, they were going to pay most of it, but not all of it, so it was a fairly large amount of money to get it towed 100 and something kilometers at the middle of night. Well, it would have been like, you would think, well, at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, that would be bad, but it didn't turn out to be, because they had to get someone to come to it, and they came from Auckland, where I live, which is so they had to drive 100 and something kilometers to get there, and so I had to wait for them to come, and I was a little bit annoyed because they keep saying we'll be 90 minutes, we'll be whatever, and they'll be here soon, but it kept being like later and later and later, and in the end it turned out that they did get there at 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I had to try and find a way to get some sleep in my car or do something in my car in the middle of nowhere. Well, I was at a petrol station in a small town, and nothing was open except for the other petrol station, but not the petrol station that I was at. And I had to wait for them and try and get sleep, which was very hard because it's a very small car. But I may have got some sleep. It didn't really feel like I got any sleep, but the time seemed to go slightly faster than I thought, and it feels like I might have passed out briefly at some point, but in general I didn't get any sleep. And then at 4 o'clock they turned up, and then we finally got back home at 7 o'clock, so 3 hours later. And then I tried to go to sleep, but it was only just dark, and I can't sleep when it's light. So I went to sleep, and then I woke up, and it was basically 20 minutes later on. So I was like, well, I got 20 minutes sleep, and then I didn't go to sleep again until 11:30 that night. So that was probably the least amount of sleep I've had in a 40-hour period in my life, which is impressive, because I thought, I'm getting on a bit here. I can't really do late nights. I pretty much conk out by midnight. But it turns out I can get through until 4 in the morning and still be pretty much fine, and the next day still be pretty much fine. But the day after that I was pretty stuffed. So it took a little bit of recovery. So now I have a car which does actually start now, which makes me think, well, the mechanic was right. It's probably the fuel pump. And he tried to bump it around. Apparently you can bump it around to get ones that are almost dead to start up again. And but my car, it's hard to find the fuel pump in. But putting it on the back of a truck and bouncing it along probably knocked it up enough to get it to start. So I don't know if it's going to start again. So I've turned it off, and I haven't tried it since I started it once. But I've booked it into the local mechanic on Monday, just to confirm it. I'm gonna give it a go, to be honest. If it is the fuel pump, I'm going to give it a go to change it myself, even though that's quite involved. But I looked it up on the internet, and it's like, yeah, I think I can do that. I think I can. I have to buy a few tools, but I have to buy those tools anyhow. So, and I have to pay a lot of money to buy a silly fuel pump thing for a specific car, which is, but that's the way things are. So that's that car, which is a lot easier to fix, because if you break this car down in the middle of nowhere, you can just pick it up, and it's very bright and colourful so far. And I like that this is a printed piece, so that's looking good. There isn't much else, so I don't feel bad for not talking at all about this Lego while I just did this, because there's not that much to say. But it gets a little bit more exciting with bag number 2, which is coming up now. I'm going to use this little thing. Pour all that in there. Actually, that's seriously a whole separate book just for this. Apparently there's a set where it's got, like here, it's got missing and then 22 times. And it's a set that I've done. I think it was the set, maybe I haven't done it. Maybe, oh no, I haven't. Oh, I think it was one of the ones with the lions in it. That I did a while back. I think it might have been the 4+ one with the lions in it. Which I never looked at, so I have to dig up the instructions for that to see if it actually does say there's a mistake in the printout. Anyway, enough about that. So let's go on to here, and this is Zach or something. Yeah, Zach. In the rebooted version of Saved by the Bell. Where is his head? There's his head. And he's supposed to have the life jacket on. That's the entire thing. That's the entire reason that I think I've never done this before, is the life jacket. So there's his life jacket. He's like trying to be Marty McFly, and he's going to put this on, and he's got hair. Look, it's pretty cool hair too. So that's cool. A new hairpiece, I think, and a new surfboard, and a new dog. And a new bone, and so on. And I finally got round to trying to catch. I've got a mouse problem, and they come in sometimes because I don't have a cat anymore. And it's always like a little mum one, and then they lay a litter somewhere. I don't quite know how they get in. I think they squeeze under the door or something. They're very nimble. And I've just not done anything about it because they don't seem to actually do anything. They never seem to eat anything of mine. But they're there somewhere, and so I finally started catching them in a live trap. I caught one yesterday, and I know I've caught another one now because I heard the trap go off. And it's like, well, I only just dropped the last one off at the local cemetery, which is near a swampy place, which would be bad because there's like birds, but I don't think the mice are such a problem. But there are also stray cats, and so the stray cats are probably going to eat the mouse. But yeah, so that's another thing. At least I've started. I wonder how many I'll catch. But I've got to get rid of them. I hate them. It's just getting annoying. So I don't hate mice, but I hate them when they're in my kitchen. Not actually eating or touching anything that I actually consume, but just being there. And it's like, what are they actually eating? That's the thing you've got to worry about. They're out there somewhere eating something that you've got. It's just not your food, which makes it even worse. So I spent so much of my life never having mice simply because I've always had a cat around. And just when you have no cat, and I don't know why. I've got a neighbour's cat. Well, at least they could do something, but they're pretty hopeless. Alright. And so, but I am always thinking about getting a cat, but I'm not really going to ever get one, I don't think. Probably end up getting a bunny rabbit. So that's a little dolphin. Again, there's literally nothing to say about this. They even do like an even simplified version of this, where it's just clipped on the top. Like, you're not doing that whole thing where you have a little brown bar bit and you clip it onto that. Nope, it's all just straightforward. What was the last green thing for? Where did this come from? It's not even part of the set. What? It's from the previous set. That's right, it's from this one. Which I've actually already forgotten. It was from the doggy daycare thing. Was that the poly bag that I just did last time? This was the last poly bag. Was it? I don't know. I can't, honestly, I'm forgetting everything that's happening in the world. Was that another box that I got? Gosh, that must have been a poly. I don't know. But anyway, we've done it. And this one doesn't have a list of the pieces in it, so that's a pretty small bag. So what do you get? You get a puppy. That's right. You get the puppy who is also living on the ocean. It's an ocean puppy, and you get a spare. You get spare bones. You get spare. Life preservers, life jackets. You get Leanne. It's got two N's. I don't know how to pronounce it. Who's got pretty cool top and cargo. Are they cargo pants? She's got pockets in the back, and he's pretty cool. He's also got cargo pants too, but not. Yeah, he's got pockets everywhere. It's a great look. I think cargo pants are the way to go. An unpopular opinion, but. I don't agree with Crocs, so it's alright. I'm cool that way. I would never wear a pair of Crocs. I still don't know why anybody wears them, but cargo pants, they are cool. So there you go. Thanks for watching and listening to my story about how my car broke down and it currently doesn't work, and I'm currently like, it's actually kind of traumatic. I'm just going to say it because now you're like, oh, I don't trust my car at all. I'm never going to drive anywhere because it's just going to break down. And they probably won't pay most of the delivery costs next time, and it's a ton of money. It's like, oh my gosh, that was expensive, and so it's going to probably cost a ton of money to get repaired, and it's like, well, that's just a pain. So I'm all like quite happy to ride my bike around because it's much less stress and much easier to fix and much cheaper. And it's just like, I hate cars. Anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, I've got two of these now. I've got a green one and another green one with different colours. Bye.